Hey, everybody. We have exciting news. We are finalists for the Charleston City Paper Best of Charleston 2025. So now we really need all of you to please go vote for us as the best local podcast in the culture, arts, and entertainment category. Type vote.charlestoncitypaper.com into your internet browser and take it from there. Thanks so much. And here's the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shrimp City Report. My name's Devin. Devin Jr. is not going to be here today. He has some prior business arrangements that he is taking care of, but he will be here next week. Today, we have on Sarah Bolden, and she's coming on to talk to us about a festival that she is a part of and spearheading. It is called Lymeapalooza, and it's to benefit folks. Well, you know what, Sarah? Why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself and what the heck is Lymeapalooza?
Yes. So my name is Sarah Bolden. I am a Charleston native. I grew up here in West Ashley, graduated from Ashley Hall, and I went to Clemson University.
Hey, go Tigers.
Yes, go Tigers. I'm glad to hear that. I was an education major, and I was in education in public and private sectors for about 17 years. And so that's my background.
Right.
And then this past July, I finally found out what was wrong with me after searching for a year and a half. I got my diagnosis of chronic neurological Lyme disease.
I didn't know that that was a thing. I mean, we can get into Lyme disease, I guess, in detail, but I didn't know it could be chronic.
Yes, and that's the thing. A lot of people, especially in South Carolina, do not know anything about Lyme disease. And that is a big why for my event, because it is a life ruiner. And if I can spread awareness and save somebody's life that way by getting them to get to the doctor after an initial tick bite and get on antibiotics so it doesn't turn chronic, that is huge for me. I don't want anybody to end up in this situation. It is a life destroyer.
So you grew up in West Ashley. I grew up there as well. And there's woods there, I guess. Lyme disease is not something that just happens, like in Yellowstone or something, right? I mean, it's...
No, and that's what I want to get the message out is Lyme disease happens in every state. There's a big misconception that South Carolina doesn't have Lyme, but we do. I got bit, and I remember it 12 years ago outside of Orangeburg in Lone Star, South Carolina. And I had no awareness and no knowledge. And if I had known, I could have gone to the doctor and not ended up in this situation.
Yeah, so it can affect everyone. I mean, anyone that goes outside or...
Anybody that goes outside.
Yeah. You're talking about the awareness that needs to be brought to it. People really have no idea how pervasive it is.
Absolutely no idea.
If you asked anybody probably that I know, ask about Lyme disease, it would just be the most exotic thing.
It really is. The only thing I had ever heard of it my entire life was that the girl in the real world Seattle had it. And she was always like lying on the floor and sick. That's the only thing I'd ever heard about Lyme disease, ever.
Has it always been a thing? I mean, has Lyme disease always been around?
So Lyme disease is becoming more prevalent. Lyme disease has been around, I think they started in the 1940s. You'd have to check me on that. I'm not sure. But it's been around, and it's the most common vector-borne illness in the U.S. Over 476,000 people are infected each year.
Wow.
In the U.S.
How do you diagnose it? Or will I get bit by something and I'll look at my arm and go, wow, that's Lyme disease?
For most people, they do get a bullseye rash and can see it after a tick bite. I did not get that rash, but I do remember being bit by a tick. I just didn't know to go to the doctor. So if you know you've been bit by a tick, the best thing to do is remove it, put it in a bag, and go to the doctor immediately.
Right.
They will get you on antibiotics, and then most people, most of the time, will not have issues.
Okay. Do you just yank the tick off, or does it get stuck
you use tweezers. There's a whole guide on how to do proper tick removal with the tweezers. Go look on projectlyme.org. It has the proper way to do it.
Okay. Projectlyme.org. Is that your affiliation?
So Project Lyme is the #1 national Lyme nonprofit. And I reached out to them to partner with me for this event, and they said yes.
Okay. So that's cool, because that's a lot of weight behind it. And I did go ahead and review the websites and everything and looked at them.
Yeah.
And they're,
They're a big deal.
they really are. There's a lot of good information on there. So,
Yeah. They have a lot of good information.
Mhm.
They say safely remove the tick by using pointed tweezers. You have to grab it by its mouth and then pull it out without squeezing the body in an upward motion. There's all kinds of details on how you do it.
Okay. Now, I am super paranoid and a hypochondriac. So, of course, I'm not going to be able to walk our dog without thinking I've been bit 3 times. So, yeah.
I know. That's what they say. They say, like, do a tick check on yourself. Check your scalp, hair, ears, back of neck, underarms, belly button, waistline, between the legs, back of your knees, feet, and toes, and also your animals, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. God, you had this for years. Were you just
12
chasing?
years.
Were you just chasing doctors and chasing different causes and?
So many different diagnoses. So about a year after I got bit, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, what they thought it was first. First, the doc in the box that I went to said that it was lupus and referred me to a rheumatologist. And I got diagnosed with undifferentiated connective tissue disease, which means I have indicators of autoimmune diseases, but not enough to be diagnosed with them, but I still have the symptoms. So that would be lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and Raynaud's, is what I was told at first. And the symptoms with that is extreme joint pain in the winter, hair loss, and fatigue. But it was manageable. It wasn't anything that was like, it was a bummer, but it wasn't ruining my life at that point. So then in 2017, we found out that my mom had colon cancer and that it was going to be terminal. And my Lyme flares from stress. So knowing that that was coming brought my Lyme out raging. And weird things started happening in 2019, like my body rejected beer, my whole leg blew up and was inflamed and swollen in my foot. And, with Lyme, you can't have alcohol. The gluten is really bad for you. So that's why my body rejected the beer.
Oh, okay.
Things got really weird in January of 2023. And that's when I started looking for answers. And I searched for a year and a half until I got a diagnosis. And I'm a lucky one. Most people, it takes 4 years, 5 years, or they'd never get an answer.
Yeah, so you had to deal with that the entire time. Of course, it impacts your quality of life.
Oh, it changed everything.
Yeah, and how many people are walking around right now just feeling feeling bad because they have something like this?
That's how you feel, times 100. And you don't know what's wrong with you. And that's what's so hard, is because a lot of mainstream doctors don't recognize it. Chronic Lyme, that is. So you have to go to a functional doctor or a concierge doctor or a holistic doctor to get a diagnosis.
Yeah.
Or to get somebody to believe you.
Can you get connected to doctors through the website?
Oh, they have so many resources available on their website and on their socials of how to get connected. I actually found Dr. Penny Vachon, who is a Lyme literate doctor and has Lyme herself, and so do her kids. And she is here in Charleston at Low Country Wellness Center. So she was a lifesaver.
It's fantastic, because it would seem bewildering too if you were going to doc in the boxes and your primary care person.
My primary care, I just got sent back and forth to specialists, back to primary care, to another specialist, back to primary care. It was back and forth. I was told I was a medical mystery 3 times in a week. I had 3 different doctors at once. They were like, we don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah, part of me is like, I would think that would be so cool to be a medical mystery, but 3 times.
If somebody wants to be your Dr. House, it is.
Yeah, you're right.
But a lot of people were not willing to be Dr. House and just left it at that.
But then again, I guess a doctor could make up stuff and keep you coming every day for the to get more medicines and more nonsense. So
yeah, and so that's actually what worked with me, was the alternative route, not all the medication. The alternative route, the belief of healing the body from the inside so that it is healthy enough that nothing can survive in it, versus attack and kill the Lyme with 5 boxes of pills, daily.
Right. Lymeapalooza. Did you just wake up one morning and have a eureka moment?
I had a eureka moment. It wasn't one morning, but I was at Lola in Park Circle.
Yeah, we're fans.
And I had just gotten back in town. It was in September, and I was listening to Hans Solo play.
Oh, yeah.
With John Picard. And Hans is my favorite, and I was so excited to be seeing him. And I've been seeing him for 4 years, so we're friends. And I saw him during a break or after the show, and I was like, hey, if I put on a Lyme fundraiser at the Bearded Axe, because I know Ian too, I was like, would you do a fundraiser and play for me? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. Plan it all and don't have me do anything and I will show up. I was like, okay, done. And so then, I started talking and then I just started asking people and everyone I asked said yes. And it just grew and grew and grew. And so I got the idea because Lollapalooza usually ends up on my birthday weekend every year. And I stream it live and have a drop in for my friends for my birthday
Oh, yeah,
because I
cool.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've grown up going to concerts and music festivals since middle school, and music is life for me. And it was a huge part of my healing journey, too. And I was like, a music fest would be amazing to raise money for Lyme and get awareness out because we need that in Charleston.
Yeah, for sure. Music fests always do well. Charleston's such a great place for festivals and events because people do support,
Everyone has said yes that I've talked to. It's been incredible.
Was there ever a point in this journey of setting this thing up where you're like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into?
Absolutely.
I've bitten so much off. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I planned the whole thing on my own. December, I got really, really, really sick. I caught a cold on top of my Lyme and it almost killed me. I was so weak, I couldn't turn on my shower. And I thought I was going to have to cancel it. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to sell my house. It's time for me to die. I'm going to go to Costa Rica. And then some people said some things and some things happened to me that just lit a fire under my butt and made me fight and say, you know what? This is my life and I'm not letting a tick ruin it. Then this event just went on and on and on since January.
Yeah, taking a life of its own, I guess.
It has. It's amazing, the publicity and the support that I've gotten. I'm so grateful for it.
Do you have some volunteers that are helping you out?
Yes, we do have volunteers. I have a bunch of volunteer coordinators right now. We still have a link out for people to volunteer for day of. I also need help the week before with setting up, VIP badges and the swag bags for everyone. So if you check out Lymeapalooza on Facebook or Instagram, there's a volunteer link there to sign up to help, or you can message me directly on there.
Okay. So is this going to, I believe you do have a host for Lymeapalooza. That's Chris Claw, correct?
Chris Clow, yes.
Clow, I'm sorry. Sorry, Chris.
Okay. He's a big social media influencer who happened to be my neighbor and really good friend when I lived in Colombia before he blew up.
Okay, cool.
As a big influencer. And when I got sick, he reached out and said, I want to do this for you.
Oh, that's great. So he'll be here for that. And then you also have Olivia Flowers guest speaking.
Yes, Olivia Flowers, her brother actually passed away due to complications from chronic Lyme. And she was Project Lyme's guest speaker at their gala last year. And she's from Charleston and was on Southern Charm for
Southern Charm, that's right. And she's a Clemson girl, I think, right? I can't remember, but I'm sure I could ask anyone in my family who went to Clemson and I will have 10 answers immediately.
Oh, yeah. I'm third generation alum, so I totally get that. We also have Fred Diamond, who wrote Love, Hope, and Lyme. He's coming to do a book signing, and his book is from the point of view of family members, partners, and friends who love people with chronic Lyme.
Okay. Is that book available possibly on his website or?
It's available. It's going to be available at the event. I ordered my copy before I even knew he was coming to read myself on Amazon.
So Fred will be signing. That's good.
Fred will be there and signing. Yes.
Do you have vendors associated with it?
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk about the container place as well. So,
of course. Yeah. So this is going to be at Mainland Container Kitchen and Bar on March 22nd. And our vendors that we have, Project Lyme is going to have a booth. The Center for Lyme Action is Art with Asia. She's a local Park Circle resident, and that's also an incredibly talented artist. All True for You, which is cosplay, games, unique gifts.
Oh, cool.
Gigi the Healer, she does tarot readings for a little extra spin.
Yeah.
Olga Yoga Shanti is doing a sound bath in the Lyme Lounge. And Touch and Glow Day Spa is also offering chair massages for people with Lyme. And we'll also have gravity loungers for people who are chronically ill and want to be at the event but need a place to take a rest.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We also have the Tibby with the Sparkle Bar doing fairy hair. Hannah Crafted is going to be body painting and face painting. Big Dye Energy is going to be selling tie-dye items. And Heavenly Lay will be there doing flower crowns. All the things you need for a good festival, right?
interesting stuff too, not just, 17 people selling T-shirts. I mean, that's some pretty
Exactly.
interesting
We'll have our
stuff.
merch there as well, too.
Yeah, you can have fairy hair.
Yes, sparkly fairy hair. You can have a flower crown. You can be decked out in tie-dye and get some new art. All kinds of things.
The lineup is kind of, when I was looking on the website, it's pretty varied as far as the
It
types of
is.
performers. You got a couple of ones you want to
Yeah, so I
highlight?
have, it goes from, solo acoustic artists to full bands.
Mhm.
And these are people that were friends before that have become close friends or have people that are affected in their lives with Lyme directly
Okay.
as well. So we have Ayers Acoustic, who is going to be starting, Brandon Lamar Simmons, the Novatones,
Mhm.
What's Up Chuck, and Stella Band Charleston. That's the main event. And then Rob Corbett is doing the after party at Mainland from 7:30 to 9:30. It moves
Okay.
inside. Party moves inside for him. Todd Mason is performing one of his songs, Before I Speak, at the end.
Okay.
And Ryan Stewart is performing a song, Before I Talk, at the beginning, thanking everybody for coming and introducing them.
Okay.
And then our after party, because I'm not having a party that ends at 9:30, is coming back to Park Circle at the Tattooed Moose with the Upside Down Beats.
Okay, cool. I like those guys.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, the Tattooed Moose is a great place. Good place to see a band. It can hold a lot of people. So if you have as many people as I think are going to Project Lyme, and you get even a percentage of them following you for the after party, then I think you'll be able to accommodate them at Tattooed Moose.
Oh, yes. I think it's going to be great. Plus, Chris Cloud's coming to stay with me from like Thursday to Monday.
Mhm.
And he's like, we're going live all over Charleston. Get ready.
That sounds fun. It's such a good week. And we do have listeners outside of Charleston. The weather has been radical today. And
Oh, it has. It was perfect. I was hoping all day today. I hope this is what it's like next weekend.
well, I'm sure it will be. It's got to be good. It's always good around Charleston. So,
That's fair.
yeah. So tell me about this, what did you say, Mainland Container?
Mainland Container Bar and Kitchen. They are in Mount Pleasant right before you get into Sullivan's Island on the left.
Okay.
They have been amazing. They donated their entire venue for free the entire day.
Wow.
12 to 9:30.
Mhm.
Amazing people to work with.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that place before.
They do a lot of fundraisers, events, stuff
Mhm.
like this. Liz, the manager, her background is in music festivals, so that's been really
Okay.
helpful too.
Standing up any kind of festival is tough, but I can imagine coordinating all the bands and the music. Plus, I guess you have to worry about sound, stages, whatever, or
Sound, stages, everything, merch, photographers, videographers, volunteers,
Yeah.
VIP area,
gosh, so you're doing every bit of that. You should have,
all of it. I did by myself. I
you should,
did.
maybe you should have gotten your volunteers earlier. So-
I didn't know it was going to be this big. I should have. That would have been smart. I do things the hard way. I'm a stubborn Leo.
yeah, well, you could next time go down to Ashley Hall and ask if any of those girls want to be interns. for
I
your
know. I
next
actually
one.
got in contact with them today.
Yeah.
They're going to come. They're going to come help. And Ashley Hall, let me tell you, that's the majority of the sponsors that we got were from my Ashley Hall connections.
Oh, right on. Okay. Well, I wanted to talk about sponsors anyway. So
Yeah.
give me a few of those.
So we have Motley Rice as our biggest sponsor, which
Mhm.
was a huge deal. I actually went to school and graduated with Ann E. Rice.
Okay.
We have Krogan's Jewel Box, which is
Mhm.
also Ashley Hall affiliated. So is Rockwell Construction. We also have Low Country Wellness Center, which is my doctor.
Mhm.
Park Circle Pharmacy, which is my pharmacy.
Mine
I
too.
love Park Circle Pharmacy so much. They're
Yeah,
the best. These
they are the
awesome.
best.
Studio 843, which is my hair guy who's
Mhm.
also been with me on this journey the whole time. And he's like, man, I can't believe this is finally happening. This is about time something turned around for you. We have Dr. Ann Jenkins, who is my chiropractor, Elevate Wellness, Charleston Power Yoga, All True, Or You,
Mhm.
and Toilets of Charleston just added on. We are still accepting sponsorships. And since our T-shirts are print on demand, we can still accept sponsors and add on to the merch as well.
Oh, that is a great idea. So you don't have to end up with an unwanted or, somewhat.
Exactly. Sizes that we don't need or unwanted quantities. So we have the link live. It's all going to be available for shipping.
Mhm.
And then we'll have examples and a QR code where you can order the day of and it can be shipped to you. That way we don't waste any of the money
Mhm.
on merch that could go to the people that really need it. Because this is the thing. When you have chronic Lyme, nothing is covered by insurance.
Holy
And it's
smokes.
tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars. And that's why the suicide rate is over 70% because people can't afford it.
Yeah, that's flabbergasted.
It is. And that's a big why too for me, because I know I'm in the 1% that is lucky enough that I have the family that I have that could help me get through this. And not many people at all have that opportunity and chance.
Well, I think, you doing something like this, drawing attention to it, now there's a chance that there could be a groundswell of people that finally figure out why they feel like shit. Then they'll start going to their doctors and their insurance company.
And then they can begin the journey, which I like to quote Marilyn Manson, the long, hard road out of hell.
The connections that you've made through this in such a short time, the fact that you have just been a whirlwind, creating this, that shows, number one, it shows that your dedication to doing a good job, I assume, but it also shows that you think that much of this and you're so behind what you say that you're willing to work yourself to death just to get that out there.
Absolutely. I mean, last week I got 10 hours of sleep.
Oh my gosh. I'm sure the after party at Tattooed Moose is when you're going to be able to let your hair down finally.
Yes. Maybe the after party at Mainland starting at 7:30, but
take
it will be nice. I plan on taking a nice month of April to relax.
That'll be good. That'll be good.
Hopefully find a job out of this.
Yeah. Actually, that's a great idea because,
I've not been able to work since July, and I was told to apply for SSI disability and that I wouldn't be able to work. And, this event also proves that people with chronic illnesses can work and make a difference and do big things that matter to the world.
So that's a good point, because all kinds of diseases and maladies and everything, you can get accommodations with jobs, work, school, whatever. If something like this that's, they've decided to just leave in the ether of it's not a thing, I mean, that sucks, because this is a culture that is supposed to be accommodating or to help out or at least, give everyone a chance. Right.
And man, has it been eye-opening how it is not. And that's what I'm trying to change.
Yeah, and you're going about it the right way, because, it's not like you're just thumping a book, standing on the corner. You're having a fun event. You have people that are, how you were able to get people that were all involved somehow in Lyme, or at least were touched by Lyme. That's really good, because they have skin in the game.
They do. And, a lot of it, being able to get this event fully funded and sponsored or donated because of the connections I've made my whole life is because of my grandmother and my family and how I was raised. Life motto for us is take care of the people that take care of you. And she's 93 on the 20th and is able to live alone on Edisto Beach because those people take care of her because she took care of them.
Oh, that's too cool. I love Edisto Beach.
And that's why this event is happening as well.
Well, I think that's a testament to what you've done and everything you've done. And your family was obviously, as you said, very supportive, and I'm sure still is supportive.
Yes.
We're definitely coming, and we will definitely... Yeah, we will get out the word. We will go ahead and make sure that this podcast goes out quickly so you can have plenty of time to, if you like the podcast, you'll have plenty of time to share it, promote your endeavor of Lymeapalooza.
Thank you so much for having me and reaching out.
Oh, yeah. Thank you again. And Sarah, can you go ahead and let us know how we can get in touch with you? Any websites, anything like that? We'll put it in the show notes as well.
Lymeapalooza is spelled Lymeapalooza. And you can search that on Instagram or Facebook, and that's also my email, lymeapalooza@gmail.com.
Okay, great. So you do have an Instagram and Facebook to go with that. And
yes,
I assume
Instagram, Facebook, and email.
How much is the event to attend?
Tickets are $15.
Okay. You mentioned something about goodie bags or other swag or something.
Yes, we have swag bags that we are giving out to the first 150 people.
Okay. So we'll make sure that we put that in the show notes as well.
Yes. And we're expecting it to sell out because with Chris Clow and all the big names that we're having, Max capacity is 300. So
Okay, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I guess we'll go ahead and get ours and we'll get the word out. I hope we can have a great event, enjoy it all together, and
thank
appreciate you
you.
coming by the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay. All right, everybody. So for the Shrimp City Report, I'm Devin signing off. Want to thank Sarah again for coming by and want to encourage everybody to go to vote.charlestoncitypaper.com and vote for us for Best of Charleston 2025, Best Local Podcast.
I voted for you.
Thanks. All right. Bye, y'all. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me. Bye.